Are you ready for some more Christmas cards inspiration for your favorite people? I have lots more to share, so let's dive right in. The first card is for my sister and she loves green. I start with embossing 2 pieces of green card. I spray mist some water on both sides and this will help the paper to stretch a bit without cracking. I add the embossing folder at an angle and this will help the rollers inside the die cutting machine to pick up the folder and makes it easier to run it through. And see how much instant dimension you get. I love these 3D embossing folders. I add 2 pieces to my big A5 size card, an A4 size sheet folded in half as I showed in the first video. Next I embossed another piece of card with the jeweled snowflakes, also very gorgeous, and I color it with Distress Oxide ink. I spray a bit of water to blend the color a bit and let it move, and then I'm going to let it dry. Here are the next layers. I have a piece of copper colored craft stock as a mat for the colored embossed card, and to make the embossed pattern pop up more, I add a layer of expanding mousse. I add some on my work surface, and because it's a bit dry I spray in some water and close the pot. The mousse will absorb the water so it becomes more moussey again. I apply the mousse with my finger, I pick up a bit and then rub some off. I just want to add a layer, I don't want to fill the complete pattern. And you see the pattern appear more, it's just like magic. And it adds a gorgeous shine to the embossed background combined with the chalky look of the oxide spray. It's really gorgeous. And then it's time for the focal point. So I foil a complete card. You may think, why would you do that? Well, I have the foil and the card and I love to use it in different ways. You can take a piece of foiled card too, if you prefer that, of course. I went along and cut a snowflake and some stars out of the green and also out of glitter card. I add the inner glitter piece inside the copper flake. To secure it, I add a piece of tape to the back. I already added the green snowflake to the embossed card and then I add the copper gold glitter flake on top. Next is to add the embossed card to the copper craft stock. On the seam I want to add some stars so it looks like one big embossed piece. And I measure with the card where and how they will look best. Moving the pieces around before gluing or sticking them down is a great idea to prevent you having to peel things off again. So I add the card on top with tape, and my favorite way to add a layer by peeling the corners of the backing away. Check if it's in the right spot and then add it on the card and press down the corners. Check again and then peel away the backing. I'm going to add the 3 stars on the embossed background so the lime green comes back and adds a bit more of the foiled effect. I think my sister will love this. I can picture it and I see some sparkling eyes when she's going to open the envelope. My last special Christmas card is for my mom. She loves purple and blue and handmade things. So I start with a purple card and the snowflake cut out of purple glitter card. And I add glue with a sponge on half of the flake. And then I'm going to add that on the bottom of the card in the middle and I press it down. And then I turn the card over and cut off the other half. And then I do the same for the other side of the card. Adding glue this way gives you a nice thin layer. Make sure to work on a clean piece on your surface so there will be no glue on the front. Then I'm going to add 2 more flakes on the sides so they are all around the outside of the card. The next layer, more purple, I have another embossed piece of card and I spray Dylusions shimmer spray, which has this gorgeous same color shimmer as the actual spray. To blend it out a bit and get more color difference, I spray some water. And the depth the color and shimmer gives is really amazing. I blot a bit of the color away from the sides and just let it dry like this. And look at how pretty that shimmer is. Now let's do some layering. The purple card on a white mat, both of them on a base card, a turquoise snowflake in a purple glitter one, and I add that to a white mat too. So I cut it out roughly and then measure where the snowflake needs to be and then run it through the machine. I take out the flake and put that aside to use later and then add the pink glitter part on the open white snowflake. You have to turn it because it only fits one way and this makes that I have an open space in the middle and I can make a white edge on the outside. With a guillotine cutter I use the finger help to line up the flake and make a nice white edge, making a pretty mat. I added a leftover white snowflake to the back of the glitter one, and then I add a complete piece back in the big open flake. I turn it until it fits, and then I add some tape to the back so it stays in place, and after that I turn it over and press it down on the front so it will stick for sure. Then I'm going to hold it over the card, and now I think I want the centerpiece raised a bit, so I added some foam tape to the back. And to see the best place, I hold it over the card and turn it a bit and then press it down. I love that the dark purple comes back in the middle. It makes the middle really pop. Besides purple, blue, glitter and shine, my mom loves sparkly things like crystals, and I have some jade ones that go really well with the color scheme. I use glossy accents that I add on a piece of paper, and I use a cocktail stick to add the glossy accents so I have more control over the amount, and then I use the embellishment wand to add the crystals. They will add some great dimension too. Glossy accents works great as a glue on non-porous surfaces. I add the crystals on the tips of the flake and finish with a big one in the middle. Little accents like this make the card extra special. I think my mom is going to love this. I'm going to deliver it myself. I always like to see the reaction live if possible. I hope you're totally inspired to dive right into your craft room. Have lots of fun if you do. If you need some more inspiration, I have some right here for you. And as always, make sure to keep on crafting.